Shalom, I am Dudley, and I am hot and sweaty, wearing my Sanctified Supply Co. shirt, my Stay Humble and Kind, the official, unofficial, official Bear Nation shirt. I'm gonna hopefully I remember to post a link to their website, their new website that you should go check out, down in the description box below. Just got done doing some dirt work with one of my brothers, trying to get a pool set up, but the ground couldn't get it level, so I had to cover it back up. But that's another story and not what we are here for. The actual get some sun on my face because it's bright out here and it's hot. Matter of fact, I'll just take the hat off altogether. Let's recenter that. There we go. I'm trying to think what the title of this is. I don't even know. It didn't even come up with a title. Actually, what do you want? That should be the title. What do you want? I talk to people, counseling as a brother from time to time, and they will have complaints or stress about their hardships and saying, oh, they can't do this, they can't do that, this is impossible. As I already talked about with my tattoos, impossible is nothing and I will not lose. But asking the question, what do you want? Actually, that's another question from my favorite movie, Fight Club, where Tyler Durden, if you think that's Tyler Durden, is asking Tyler Durden, if you haven't seen the movie, that made absolutely no sense to you, but if you did see the movie, it would have made sense to you, asking him, what do you want? Do you want, should I have to spell everything out for you? Do you need me to put it on your action item list? Do I need to put some post-its on your calendar? Well, when people have these grandiose ideas of what they want to do in life, but they don't have a structure or a plan on how they're going to accomplish those things, their life can become very chaotic because they will dive headfirst into something and not pay attention to all of their other responsibilities and things that they have to do, and their life becomes very unbalanced, and they tend to get really miserable with what they're doing. A lot of this comes from not having strife in your life, or a way to get that strife, like being tested. A lot of people aren't tested. They are just born. If they have parents, their guardians will give them a little bit of knowledge. They go to the public school system, and then they're just thrown out there into the world trying to figure out, well, what am I supposed to be doing? What is life supposed to be? How am I supposed to be? What is my purpose? Which is something that I talked about previously, trying to figure out my purpose. But some of the brothers that I've spoken to, whether they're Hebrew or not, because I have people that I talk to, that I'm close with, from all different types of life, but they want the big picture. Like, they want the big house on the hill, all the land, the animals, or this is a metaphor, by the way. They want all of these things, but building that foundation, little step by little step, is what their hindrance is. Some of them have a communication issue, or had a communication issue, where they could have been so far advanced from where they are now, only if they would have listened to some people or worked well with others or stuck around longer, put more effort into and put more effort into their passion. Now the camera is acting up again, so let's turn that off. Move the camera on my face. Yeah, somewhere around there. That should work. As long as you all can hear me. They have, hi chicken, squirrel disorder. Oh yeah, this morning I killed a skunk. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the post about that. I didn't post up the video or anything, but they were trying to get my chickens, this little skunk. You can still smell it in the air, but I took him way off topic. Let's get back on track. I have people, brothers and sisters that I have mentored, and they have said, oh, I want to do this in life. I want to accomplish this. I want to make this happen. Okay, well, how do you think that you're going to make this happen if you aren't taking care of X, Y, Z? If you don't have your house in order, you will never be able to accomplish anything that you want to do unless you decide to just be a complete and total nomad and just once you set up shop, just throw it all away and on to the next one. And even with that, you will never gain or accomplish anything. You'll just have stories to tell. You won't have a purpose. You won't have developed a lineage. One of the conversations I had today was about physical fitness and continuing training. Well, this brother, he had a desire to achieve something that very few achieve, and that's obtaining your black belt in jiu-jitsu. He understands that it's a lifelong process. It's an extremely long journey. With me, I technically started training at 23, and I achieved my black belt at 40, and that's I did not go the traditional route. I did no-gi grappling for so many years. I trained and fought MMA, and that kind of got me to skip the line where people that see me with a jiu-jitsu black belt on still respects the hustle, even though I did not start with a white belt. I didn't work my way up that type of traditional system. I worked my way up in no-gi, then eventually put on the pajamas and started grinding with the gi on. But he has, I wouldn't say a chaotic life, he more so has a chaotic mind. Whenever he sees something that could be beneficial to him and his family, he wants to jump and dive head first into it without looking at all the possibilities, all of the ins and outs. How is this going to affect my relationship with this? How is this going to affect my children? Am I going for a paper chase, or am I actually doing something that'll bring joy to me? And with him, it was always, well, this new opportunity was proposed to me, so I think I should take it. It sounds good. I was like, well, how is that going to affect you? And he wouldn't really have an answer. He would have to get back to me on that. And my words of wisdom tend to give him a little bit more grounding. I hope I'm not popping his bubbles when he brings a problem to me, but he tends to be all over the place, and then I have to settle him down, get him to focus on that level foundation. How are things with you and your lady? Okay, good. How are things with you and your children? Okay, good. How are things with you and your group? How are things with you and work? How are things with you and your extracurricular activities? And then you want to put more extracurricular activities on top of that, and put so much pressure on yourself, saying that you need and want to accomplish something without having all of your ducks in order with everything else that you're doing, all of your income streams, everything with your family, everything with your children. You got to get those things in order and put those things in order so they work to give you the freedom to do what it is that you want to do. But you can only cut a little slice of time for yourself, because as a man, as a father, you are not living life for yourself. And with me being a married man, I am living the life I'm living for my children and my wife. That is how I am guided, and all of this is coming from Yah. And this is something that I've told him about to give him structure, but he hasn't. He sees the hustle and bustle and things, and like, oh, I have these meetings I gotta attend, so I can't do this. What I do want to do is going to take too much time away. So you need to prioritize things. With your online business, you need to set aside some time and lock that in. And for your family time, you need to set aside time for that, lock that in. For your time for yourself, you need to set aside time for that, lock that in. Your side businesses and all of that stuff, put a demarcation point of this is my time and then this is your time, so that everyone that you're involved with can understand what you're doing, so you're not blowing off the handle because you didn't get to recharge your battery and rest and recover. That's something that I learned from respecting the Shabbat, is I need time to rest and recover. I also need time to do things physical. I need time to train. I need time to hit the mats. I need time to do jiu-jitsu. I need time to myself. I need time to study the word. I need time to play stupid games on my phone. I need time to watch YouTube. But there's always a way to be able to accomplish these things, as long as you put everything in order the way that you need it to be. And I'm hoping that our conversations, he can understand that, or he could play it over again in his head and see that, no, you don't need to be all in or all out. You can take a little bit of the time in your day and dedicate it to that. I wouldn't say dedicate the majority of your day to that. You have so many other things that have priority over that situation, over what you want to do and accomplish, which is a lifelong goal, as opposed to getting your life in order so you can try to attack that goal. And that goes with anyone. You have to get your foundation right first before you could go on a paper chase, before you can get up and go, get up and move. You have to come up with a plan, and then everyone around you needs to know that plan. And when everyone around you knows that plan, they have to know where they fit in that plan. And even after that, you have to remind them and ask them questions. How are you feeling about what it is that I'm doing? What is it that you want to do? What can I do to help you accomplish your goals? Because if you are accomplishing your goals while I'm accomplishing my goals, we will be an unstoppable force of nature. And all of that was given to us by the Most High Yah. A lot of people don't want to recognize that, but there is a book, the scriptures, that lays it all out. You wouldn't know if you never read the Torah, you wouldn't know how crazy life was back then. Is that a gunshot? I don't think so. But you wouldn't know how crazy things were back then. Like people like Abraham, some of y'all heard about Father Abraham. Y'all should go read Genesis, how much of a punk he was, where he and his wife would go to town and he would say, hey, don't tell people that I'm your husband. Tell them you're my sister. And this woman was over 100 years old. That's how hot she was. But he was so afraid that someone would take her from him, he would offer and give her up and say, oh no, that's my sister, that's not my wife. And she would just look at him and just go along with it, because she was honoring her husband's goals of being the father of many nations, even though he was not sure how he was supposed to do that. Especially since they hadn't had any children and they were both over 100 years old. So your goals have to be set in a foundation, and you have to be ordained by Yah to be able to accomplish whatever it is and take those burdens off your shoulders. There should be no stress. You will always be able to accomplish what it is that you need to accomplish, as long as you trust the process. The process starts with you putting one foot in front of the other, having a solid foundation, trusting the process, letting people know your plan that's close to you, and getting them on board so that you can accomplish what you want, so you can be strong enough to help them accomplish what it is that they want. But now I'm going to finish this up. My wife and son are inside. Probably going to make some dinner, change out of these clothes, maybe shower. Still got dirt and stuff all over me. Got to clean off my knife, which is right here. Look at that. Oh, so much gunk on there. And I cut food with this. Yes, so I'm going to have to clean this off, get all the gunk out. I might do that out here, sterilize it out here. And well, I mean, clean it off out here, sterilize it inside, and that's about it. Remember, what do you want? Once you figure out what you want, make a plan, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and execute. Yeah, I forgot that part. What do you want? Make a plan, execute. Get people on board, be truthful to yourself, know your limits, and that's it. Shalom.